One of those elusive qualities that is difficult to explain yet easy to see is self-confidence. It affects almost every part of our life, including how we feel about ourselves, how others see us, and how we perform in school and at work. It can be described as a feeling of faith in one's skills, traits, and judgment. Although crippling social anxiety or other mental health disorders that affect one's perspective of oneself can cause lack of confidence, this isn't always the case. You may not even be aware of the unintentional behaviors that are eroding your self-assurance. Let's examine some of these patterns and actions so you can become aware of them and begin forming positive habits in their place. But before we start our countdown, please subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon as well. 1. Neglecting your appearance. You are already aware of the value of proper hygiene and the need to take good care of your physical and mental well-being. Furthermore, it's crucial to understand that when you ignore your beauty, you're effectively disrespecting yourself. Also, if you don't feel good about the way you appear, it will affect your self-esteem, especially in social circumstances. Although it might seem like a superficial aspect, taking good care of your looks can actually do a lot to boost your self-confidence. 2. Obsessing over minor flaws. Are you quick to spot any tiny flaws in your appearance when you gaze in the mirror? Do you focus on this defect all the time, making it seem like the only thing you can see in your mind? In that case, you must stop. This behavior undermines confidence. Hyper-focusing on your imperfections might make you dislike what you see, even if you believe you are simply being honest with yourself. When this occurs, instead of continually praising all that you love about yourself, you start to focus on all that you believe to be flawed. This self-criticism process leaves you feeling depressed, insufficient, and ashamed, not the best environment for a confident outlook. Try using the same energy to focus on the positive aspects of yourself rather than dwelling on tiny shortcomings. It might seem odd at first because positivity is frequently earned the hard way when skepticism has become a habit. But everyday practice will change the way you feel about yourself, just like with any new habit that's worthwhile forming. 3. Talking about your perceived weaknesses. The line between being modest about oneself and going too far is thin. Self-deprecation can sometimes come across as insecure, even though its intended purpose is to demonstrate that you're a regular person who doesn't take themselves too seriously. Additionally, if you continuously criticize yourself, people will notice and either become weary of hearing it or begin to suspect that perhaps you're not as terrific as you seem. If you must address a weakness in a professional setting, such as a job interview, frame it as a potential area for improvement. It will demonstrate your readiness and drive to learn new talents and excel in more areas than simply those that come easily, even though there are still things you can still do better. 4. Over-complimenting others. Over-complimenting someone is similar to saying them how much better they are than you. Naturally, it's important to lift others up, but if you do so excessively and paint yourself as a tiny fish in comparison, you can start to buy into this story. Spend some time recognizing your own strengths and talents rather than perpetuating the cycle of overly appreciating others and undervaluing yourself. Keep in mind that each person has unique talents and weaknesses. In reality, none of us would stick out in the throng if we were all same. Don't overlook your great qualities because each of us has something unique to offer. 5. Believing your negative self-talk. If you're like most individuals, you occasionally probably have bad ideas about yourself. Sadly, it is much simpler to trust the negative self-talk than the positive. And over time, this kind of thinking just undermines your confidence and self-worth, making it more difficult for you to have faith in yourself and accomplish your objectives. While making positive affirmations might help break some of these thought patterns, understanding how to stop taking your critical thoughts so seriously in the first place is even more beneficial. It will enable you to view life more objectively, opening the way for more overall enjoyment and, consequently, increased confidence. 6. Excessive apologizing. Do you ever find yourself apologizing to others when they accidentally bump into you? While apologies can be effective and significant, always being nice or expressing regret might actually undermine your confidence. An excessive amount of apology can give the impression that you don't trust your judgment or abilities. You shouldn't apologize for something if you are aware that it wasn't your fault or if you don't feel sorry for it. By doing this, you assign responsibility to yourself and make people believe that you are at fault. Apologies should be extended when necessary in order to maintain their efficacy and significance. 7. Letting others make decisions for you. If you don't know what you want or don't think your opinions count, it's impossible to be confident. Expressing your desires in open, empowering ways helps you gain confidence. This is only possible when you pay attention to your inner voice, have faith in your judgment, and act on your desires. Your confidence will deteriorate if someone controls or manipulates you, dictates what they believe should occur, or pressures you into doing anything without taking into account your requirements. 8. Lowering your standards. Accepting less than what you deserve involves lowering your expectations in order to be okay with whatever occurs. Yes, you will feel more comfortable or convenient if you decrease your standards. Even while it can be a quick fix for now, it won't boost your confidence in the long run. In actuality, lowering your standards devalues you and creates more issues than it resolves. Additionally, it is a slippery slope since once you start using it for one thing, it gets simpler to use it for additional purposes. It's acceptable if we don't all share the same moral principles. However, having standards and upholding them will make you happier and undoubtedly more self-assured. 9. Maintaining toxic relationships. The relationships you have in your life have a big impact on how confident you are. That's because your perception of yourself and the people around you are influenced by them. Your self-esteem is influenced by those who are closest to you, including your family, friends, colleagues, and even acquaintances. Your confidence will fade if others close to you consistently criticize or disparage you. Therefore, sit back and think about if your relationships are healthy for both sides, especially if being with these people has damaged your confidence. It's critical to surround yourself with upbeat people who value your well-being as much as their own if you want to be aggressive and confident. 10. Comparing yourself to others. All of us have been there. As you become engaged in your social media feed, you begin to realize that other people are achieving goals more quickly than you. Perhaps they are happier in their marriage, have a nicer home, or have better jobs than you. You experience feelings of envy, insecurity, and possibly even rage because of what these people possess. But hold on. Is it truly as horrible as it appears to be? Humans naturally compare themselves to others because our brains are designed to look for differences and pass judgment. However, if you don't break this practice, it might harm your self-confidence. You can feel jealous or resentful of other people's successes as a result. Instead, make an effort to concentrate on your own personal qualities. And keep in mind that even if they may appear similar at first sight, everyone's route is unique. All of these harmful behaviors are indicators of low confidence. While some of them might appear unimportant, if left unattended for a long enough period of time, they can do a lot of harm. The secret is to spot these traps as they appear. With some practice, you'll be able to step in each time one of these negative habits arises and replace it with a constructive thought or action. What you think? Share our thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe our channel for more interesting videos. Also press the bell icon for all the latest updates.